A number of years ago, I competed in a speech contest with a speech titled Mercy. I lost that contest, third place, and one of the reasons why I might have lost is because of all the examples I used, none were about mercy, but grace. That and the fact that when I watched the video later, I realized I did not move my left arm the entire speech. Just, why did I bring you here? Mercy is withholding punishment that's otherwise warranted, and grace is showing kindness or goodwill without it having been earned or deserved. And I think the reason I got it backwards and why most of us have done the same is that in situations where we're given the opportunity to be gracious, our ego tells us we're offended. We're the ones who've been wronged, and they somehow deserve our judgment, criticism, or punishment. An example I used was judging other people based on looks. And guys will see another guy who has everything a step above us. Better looking, nicer car, nicer watch, more expensive clothes, most likely an overpaid job. Girls see another woman, tall, thin, beautiful, confident, with clothes that fit. And she pulls it off even. We want to not like them. We make up stories in our head about how awful they are. And I suggested we should instead show them mercy. Mercy. What did they do wrong? How were we offended? What punishment are we withholding? No, show them grace. Show them kindness anyway. In spite of yourself, be gracious to them. In my younger days, I received more traffic citations than any one person should receive. So think about how many tickets the average person probably has received, double it, and then one or two more than that is how many I had. Mostly just speeding tickets, but probably also running red light, wearing seatbelt, careless driving, whatever that means. But I remember the last ticket that I ever got. I was getting off work at my second job, which was delivering pizzas until closing time, so 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. There's not a single car on the road all the way home. I come up to a red light where I'm turning right, and since there's absolutely no one around, I may not have come to a complete stop. Now, this area was notorious for getting tickets. This is how their government made money at all. So I am fuming that this cop is pulling me over. He comes over and I am rude, I'm mean, I yell at him, I accuse him of just meeting a quota and being out of his jurisdiction. I'm taking all of this out on him. So he gives me the ticket like he's just doing his job, and I drive away absolutely enraged. Here I am, working my second job into the middle of the night. I'm tired, I'm overwhelmed, I'm just trying to do my best for my family, and now whatever money I've made is going to this ticket. I don't deserve this. Deserve this? Deserve a ticket for running a red light that I actually ran? No, Jared, you technically deserve this. Now, in the world of karma, maybe it seemed unfair. What was actually unfair was how I treated that officer. He didn't deserve how I acted. This came to me after I had gotten home, and I wasn't going to sleep anytime soon, so I got back in my car and I drove out and found him in a parking lot. I parked my car and got out, and it was a little chilly that night, so I had my hands tucked in my pockets. And it dawned on me that the person who he just gave a ticket to, who was super mad, coming back at him with his hands hidden in his jacket. So I took my hands out and I held them out, walking over to his car and apologized for how I acted. And he said, "Thank you, don't worry about it." And that was it. Now, I wish he would have been merciful to me. I should have been gracious to him. And we want kings and queens to be merciful. We like our judges to be fair but merciful. We are not typically in a position of authority. So it would behoove us to start with grace. We have to realize that we are not the arbiter of fairness. We don't have the right to not be offended. Start with grace and set the stage for the environment you want to create. And the person who cuts in front of you in line at the grocery store, mercy. Noticing someone's in a hurry and letting them in front of you, grace. And both are useful, especially in the right context, when we're humble enough to know the difference.